Why does it feel like the world has completely changed since 2019? Stick around because the answer is more complex and more fascinating than you might think. Why does it feel like the world completely changed after 2019? Sure, the pandemic was a massive, obvious shift, but there's more to it than that. Something about life feels fundamentally different now. People are questioning everything: their jobs, relationships, the future, heck, even the point of it all. If you've been feeling this way, don't worry, you're not alone. A lot of people are in the same boat, trying to make sense of this new normal. So, in today's video, we're diving deep into the big question: why does the world feel so different after 2019? Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. All right, let's jump in. Let's start with the most obvious culprit: the pandemic. When COVID-19 hit in early 2020, the world was thrown into chaos. But it wasn't just a health crisis. It was a massive reset button for life as we knew it. Think about it. Before the pandemic, most of us had routines that felt predictable, even boring. We went to work or school, hung out with friends, made plans for the weekend, and looked forward to vacations. Sure, life had its ups and downs, but there was a sense of stability, like we knew what to expect. Then, overnight, everything changed. Lockdowns forced us indoors, businesses shut down, and suddenly normal didn't exist anymore. People started working from home, kids attended school on Zoom, and even simple things like grocery shopping became a major event. For many, this was the first time they had to stop and really think about their lives. When you're stuck at home, unable to distract yourself with trips or parties or even commutes, you start asking questions. Am I happy? Do I like my job? Am I spending my time the way I want to? This collective pause gave people a chance to reevaluate their priorities, but it also created a lot of uncertainty. And even though the worst of the pandemic is behind us, that uncertainty hasn't gone away. Another big reason the world feels different is technology. Let's be real. Tech was already reshaping our lives before 2019, but during the pandemic, it became absolutely central to how we live, work, and connect. Think about how much our reliance on technology has grown in the past few years. In 2019, video calls were mostly for long-distance relationships or work emergencies. Now, they're a normal part of life. Social media went from being a fun distraction to being one of our primary ways of staying connected with the world. And let's not forget about the rise of streaming platforms, delivery apps, and online everything. Even after the world opened up again, a lot of these habits stuck around. Why go to a meeting in person when you can just hop on Zoom? Why go to the store when you can order online? But here's the thing. While technology has made life more convenient, it's also made life different. We're more connected than ever, but we're also more isolated. It's easy to feel like you're part of the world when you're scrolling through Instagram or watching TikToks, but at the same time, it's easy to feel disconnected from real-life interactions. This shift to a more digital way of living has changed how we experience the world, and for many people, it's made life feel a little less tangible. Let's talk about something else that's been weighing on people: the state of the world. Over the past few years, it feels like every headline is either a crisis, a disaster, or a conflict. Climate change, political polarization, social unrest, economic uncertainty. The list goes on. But why does it feel so much heavier now than it did before 2020? A big reason is information overload. Thanks to social media and 24-hour news cycles, we're constantly bombarded with updates about everything happening everywhere. When you see photos of wildfires, hear stories about political turmoil, and scroll through endless debates in your feed, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's like we're carrying the weight of the world in our pockets, and it's exhausting. At the same time, this constant exposure has made people more aware. Movements for social justice, climate action, and equality have gained momentum because people are paying attention and speaking up. The world might feel more chaotic, but it's also a sign that people care and want to make a difference. Here's another big reason the world feels different. People are changing. The pandemic didn't just pause life, it made people rethink it entirely. That's why we're seeing trends like the Great Resignation, where millions of people are quitting their jobs to pursue something more meaningful. It's why remote work has become the norm for so many industries. And it's why conversations about mental health, work life balance, and personal fulfillment are finally getting the attention they deserve. People are questioning the old ways of doing things. Do we really need to commute to an office every day? Do we need to work 9 to 5 just because that's what we've always done? Do we need to measure success by how much money we make or how busy we are? This collective reevaluation has created a sense of possibility, but it's also made life feel uncertain. We're in uncharted territory and nobody knows exactly what the future will look like. Now let's get personal. Think about your own life before 2020. Where were you? What were you doing? For a lot of us, life felt simpler then. Maybe you were in school, working a job you didn't love, or just going through the motions. But when everything stopped in 2020, it forced you to look at your life in a new way. Maybe you realized you wanted to change careers. Maybe you started a new hobby or reconnected with old friends. Or maybe you struggled, mentally, emotionally, or financially. The point is, the past few years have been a period of massive personal growth for a lot of people. And growth is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront things you'd rather avoid, but it also helps you become stronger. To sum it all up, the world feels different after 2019 because it is different. The pandemic shook up our routines and made us question everything. Technology reshaped how we connect and interact. Global events made us more aware of the challenges we face. And on a personal level, we've all been through a lot of change. But here's the thing, change isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's an opportunity to adapt, grow, and build something better. The world may never go back to what it was before 2020, but maybe that's okay. Maybe this is our chance to create a new normal, one that works better for everyone. If you've been feeling overwhelmed or stuck lately, just remember, you're not alone. We're all figuring this out together. And if you ever need a break from the chaos, you can always join us here, where we dive into the big, weird, and sometimes comforting questions about life. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, share it with a friend, and drop a comment with your own late-night questions. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.